How did deodorants and perfumes become so prevalent in society? Did humans not use them in the past? Hey everyone, welcome back. Have you ever wondered why deodorants and perfumes are so popular today? We use them all the time to smell good, to feel fresh, and sometimes just as part of our daily routine. But how did we get here? And did people in ancient times use anything like them? Today, we will dive into the fascinating history of deodorants and perfumes, uncovering how they became such essential part of our lives. Let's get started. Ancient beginnings, the first perfumes. Let's start way back in history. The use of perfumes goes back thousands of years to ancient civilizations. The first recorded perfumes come from ancient Egypt, where people used fragrant oils and incense in religious rituals. Egyptians believed that pleasing scents were connected to spirituality, so priests used oils and incense in temples to honor the gods. Perfume wasn't just for religious reasons though. Both men and women wore scented oils to keep themselves smelling pleasant and to mask body odors in the heat. For example, Cleopatra, the famous Egyptian queen, was known for her love of fragrances. She used them in her baths and even scented her sails so that people could smell her approach. In this way, scent became a part of status and beauty, something that rulers and elites flaunted. These ancient practices laid the foundation for perfume as a luxury item tied to status, beauty, and even power. Spices and scents spread worldwide. As trade developed, the art of making perfume spread beyond Egypt to places like Greece, Rome, and India. Trade routes bought exotic spices and oils like frankincense, myrrh, and cinnamon, which were used in perfumes and medicines. The Romans, for instance, took perfume to the next level. They scented their baths, clothes, and even their pets. Romans had such a love for perfumes that they were known to splash them on their walls and public spaces. Imagine walking down a Roman street and smelling the rich scent of herbs and flowers. It was part of everyday life, especially for the wealthy. Perfume continued to symbolize wealth and sophistication, as only the rich could offer the rare ingredients imported from a far-off lands. This idea of perfumes as a sign of wealth has definitely stuck around in society. Medieval and Renaissance perfume, covering orders in a time without showers. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, perfumes became even more common, especially in Europe. In those days, bathing wasn't as common, and people didn't have access to regular showers. Hygiene standards were, very different from what we have now. Bathing was rare, and in many places, water was thought to spread diseases. People started using perfumes to mask their natural body odors instead of washing regularly. For example, Queen Elizabeth I of England was known to dislike bad smells intensely. Her servants would use herbs and rose water to keep the royal room smelling pleasant. Nobles would carry small scented clothes or even wear jewelry with compartments for perfumes to keep bad smells away. Perfumes during this time became more about masking body odor than anything else. People would spray it on clothes and accessories, covering up smells instead of preventing them. This approach is part of what shaped perfume's popularity as something for day-to-day use. The birth of modern perfume, France and the perfume industry. In the 17th century, France became the center of the perfume world. The town of Grasse in particular became famous for its flower fields and perfume making expertise. With the rise of the French monarchy, perfumes became even more associated with luxury and status. French aristocrats, including Louis XV, were famously obsessed with scents. Louis XV's court was known as a perfumed court because so much fragrance was used daily. The rooms, furniture, and even fountains were perfumed. This royal obsession with scent spread to the public, and perfumes became highly desirable. France's love of perfumes helped create a booming industry, one that is still strong today, with French perfumes remaining some of the most famous in the world. Grasse is still known for its high quality perfumes and scented products, and French perfume houses like Chanel are iconic worldwide. Enter deodorants, the start of odor control in the 19th century. So far we have talked mostly about perfumes, but what about deodorant? Unlike perfumes which focus on masking odors, deodorants are care about controlling the bacteria that cause body odor in the first place. It wasn't until the 19th century the scientists began to understand that sweat doesn't smell on its own. It's actually bacteria that cause the odor. The first deodorant called Mum was developed in the United States in 1888. It was a cream that helped reduce bacterial growth and in turn body odor. This was a revolutionary idea. Rather than covering up the smell, it actually prevented it from forming. With the development of antiperspirants in the early 20th century, deodorants became even more effective. These products went beyond controlling bacteria and actually reduced the amount of sweat. This shift marked the beginning of modern odor control as we know it. The rise of advertising and the social norm of smelling fresh. By the mid 20th century, deodorants and perfumes became not just products but essentials. This was thanks in large part to advertising. In the 1920s and 1930s, companies like Odorono ran powerful advertising campaigns telling people that body odor could hurt their social lives and even their job prospects. By the 1950s, smelling fresh became more than a preference, it was a social norm. One famous Odorono ad in the 1920s told women that their body odor might cause them to miss out on marriage. This kind of advertising was highly effective. Suddenly, deodorant was a must-have for anyone who wanted to avoid embarrassment. Advertisers made deodorants and perfumes seem like essential for everyone. These campaigns essentially created the idea that it's not only desirable but necessary to use deodorant every day. Today, deodorants and perfumes are used by almost everyone, and they have evolved into a form of personal expression. With countless brands and scents, people can choose fragrance that match their personality or mood. Some people have a signature scent, while others choose scents for different occasions. For instance, some might choose a fresh citrus scent for work, something floral for a casual day out, or a more intense, musky fragrance for an evening event. Deodorants are also now available in countless varieties, from sprays to sticks and even natural formulas, giving us all more options than ever. This idea of scent as personal identity shows just how far we have come from the days of using oils in religious ceremonies or covering up smells in medieval Europe. Today, scents are all about style, comfort, and individuality. So, did ancient humans not use deodorants or perfumes at all? The truth is, people have always tried to smell good, even if they didn't have modern deodorants. Indigenous cultures and ancient communities worldwide used what was available to them: herbs, flowers, and even smoke baths to mask odors and stay fresh. It's just that they used natural ingredients and methods instead of modern chemical products. For example, in many cultures, people would rub herbs like sage or mint on their bodies to add fragrance, or they had used smoke from aromatic plants to keep clean. In some indigenous cultures, smoke baths are still used today as a natural way to stay fresh. So, while they didn't have what we have now, they had their own creative ways of staying fresh and smelling pleasant. So, there you have it, from ancient rituals to French perfume industry and the modern deodorant aisle. Our journey to today's perfumes and deodorants is rich with history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching and see you next time.